Stop what you're doing right now. What I'm about to share with you in the next 12 minutes could fundamentally change how you think about your money, your investments, and your financial future. This week, the World Bank dropped a bombshell that 99% of people completely missed. They're predicting economic conditions we haven't seen since 2008. But here's the twist. This isn't a recession warning. It's something potentially more dangerous for your wealth. We're here to decode the most critical economic shifts happening right now across the globe. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how these changes are creating both massive risks and incredible opportunities that could either protect or destroy your financial future. Whether you have $100 or $100,000 invested, whether you're planning retirement or just starting your career, the next 12 minutes will arm you with insights that most financial advisors won't tell you. Because frankly, many of them don't understand what's really happening behind the scenes. But before we dive in, do me a favor. If you've ever felt confused by economic news or frustrated by financial advice that doesn't seem to work in the real world, smash that like button right now. It tells me you're ready for straight talk about money, not sugar-coated nonsense. Here's what's really happening and why it matters to you personally. The World Bank just slashed global growth projections to 2.3% for 2025. Now you might think, so what? That's just a number. But let me put this in perspective that hits your wallet directly. Imagine the global economy as a giant engine that powers everything: your job security, your investment returns, your retirement plans, even the price of your morning coffee. That engine is now running at its weakest pace since the 2008 financial crisis. Remember 2008? Maybe you lost a job, watched your home value plummet, or saw your parents' retirement savings evaporate. I remember my own family struggling during that time. My dad's construction business nearly went under, and we learned the hard way that economic downturns don't just affect other people. But here's what's different this time, and why you need to pay attention right now. Unlike 2008, this isn't a sudden crash. It's a slow-motion transformation that's creating winners and losers in ways most people won't see coming until it's too late. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed your grocery bills creeping up? Your energy costs rising? Your investment returns becoming more volatile? These aren't random events. They're all connected to what I'm about to explain. There are three massive forces converging right now that will determine whether you come out of this period financially stronger or weaker. I call them the wealth redistribution trinity, and understanding them is crucial. Force #1, the Great Trade War. Renaissance, we're witnessing trade barriers reaching levels not seen in over 100 years. Think about that. We're talking about tariffs and trade restrictions worse than during the Great Depression. Here's what this means for your everyday life. That smartphone you're watching this on could be 20 to 30% more expensive next year. Your car? Same story. But here's the kicker. While you're paying more for everything, certain companies and investors are making absolute fortunes from these same trade disruptions. Smart money isn't complaining about tariffs. They're positioning themselves to profit from them. Companies that can navigate these trade barriers, that have diverse supply chains, or that benefit from reshoring trends are seeing explosive growth. Force #2, the policy uncertainty. Tsunami, imagine trying to plan a vacation when the weather forecast changes every hour. That's what businesses are dealing with right now. Except instead of vacation plans, they're making decisions about hiring, expansion, and investment that affect millions of jobs. The IMF reports that policy uncertainty has reached historic peaks. Translation: companies are hoarding cash instead of hiring, investing, or expanding. This creates a vicious cycle. Less investment means fewer jobs, which means less consumer spending, which means less business investment. But here's your opportunity. When everyone else is paralyzed by uncertainty, decisive action creates massive advantages. The investors who moved during the 2008 crisis, the 2020 pandemic, and other uncertain times, they're the ones who built generational wealth. Force #3, the developing world divide. Developing economies, that's billions of people across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, are seeing their growth rates collapse. Per capita, income growth is projected at just 2.9%, compared to a historical average of 4%. Why should I care about developing countries, you might ask? Because these economies drive global demand for everything from commodities to technology. When they struggle, it affects supply chains, commodity prices, and ultimately, the returns on your investments. But this divergence also creates opportunities. While developed markets might struggle, certain emerging market investments could offer incredible value for those who know where to look. Now, here's where most financial news gets it wrong. They focus on the problems, but problems always create opportunities for those who know how to spot them. Opportunity #1, the AI revolution. Double down. While everyone's worried about economic slowdowns, artificial intelligence companies are experiencing explosive growth. We're not just talking about the obvious players like NVIDIA, though they're still crushing it. CoreWeave, a company most people have never heard of, saw their revenue jump from $189 million to nearly $1 billion in just 1 year. Their revenue backlog is worth $25.9 billion. These aren't just numbers, they represent the future being built right now. Opportunity #2, the infrastructure rebuild. All. These trade disruptions are forcing a massive infrastructure rebuild. New supply chains, new manufacturing facilities, new transportation networks. Someone has to build all of this, and the companies that do will create enormous wealth. Opportunity #3. The currency shifts. When global trade patterns change this dramatically, currency values shift too. Smart investors are already positioning themselves for these shifts, while others are getting caught off guard. The difference between financial success and struggle often comes down to timing and information. Right now, you have both. The question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Step 1. Defensive positioning. Do this first. Ensure you have 12 months of expenses in high-yield savings accounts. With the economic uncertainty ahead, cash is king for short-term stability. Don't let anyone shame you for holding cash right now. It's strategic. Step 2. Opportunistic investing. Do this next. Look for companies that benefit from the 3 forces I mentioned. This includes AI infrastructure companies, reshoring beneficiaries, and businesses with diversified supply chains. Step 3. Geographic diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one country's basket. The economic divergence between regions means some areas will significantly outperform others. Step 4. Stay educated and agile. This situation is evolving rapidly. What works today might not work in 6 months. Subscribe to stay updated, because I'll be tracking these trends and sharing actionable insights every week. I'm not just throwing information at you and walking away. I'm committed to helping you navigate this changing landscape. That's why I spend hours each week researching, analyzing, and breaking down complex economic data into actionable insights you can actually use. Speaking of staying informed, I want to share something incredible. Last week, over 50 of you shared in the comments how you've been applying the economic insights from these videos to your own financial decisions. Sarah from Toronto said she repositioned her portfolio based on our inflation analysis and avoided a 15% loss. Miguel from Mexico City used our supply chain insights to pivot his small business and increase revenues by 30%. This isn't just a one-way conversation. Your insights and questions make these videos better. In fact, 3 of the topics I covered today came directly from questions you asked in previous videos. So here's what I want you to do. After watching this video, drop a comment and tell me, which of the 3 forces concerns you most? What specific investment or financial decision are you grappling with right now? What economic trend are you seeing in your local area? I read every single comment, and I use your feedback to shape future videos. Plus, our community often provides insights and perspectives that even I miss. That's the power of collective intelligence. If you found value in today's analysis, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could benefit, a friend, family member, or colleague who's trying to make sense of today's economic landscape. Financial literacy is something we should all be spreading. Here's the bottom line. The economic landscape is shifting faster than at any point in the last 50 years. You can either be a passive observer who gets swept along by these changes, or you can be an active participant who uses this knowledge to build wealth and security. If you want to stay ahead of these trends, if you want weekly insights that could protect and grow your wealth, then you need to subscribe and hit that notification bell right now. Don't just think about it, actually do it. But I can only help you if you stay connected. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the thousands of smart investors who are using these weekly briefings to make better financial decisions. Let me leave you with this thought. Every major economic shift in history has created both massive wealth and devastating losses. The difference between winners and losers wasn't luck. It was preparation, knowledge, and the courage to act when others were paralyzed by uncertainty. Right now, you have something that most people don't. You understand what's really happening beneath the surface of economic headlines. You see the forces that are reshaping our financial future. The question is, what will you do with this advantage? The economic challenges ahead are real, but so are the opportunities. The key is staying informed, staying prepared, and staying committed to your financial growth, even when, especially when, times are uncertain. Remember what I said at the beginning. This information could fundamentally change how you think about your money. That wasn't hyperbole. If you take action on what you've learned today, if you stay engaged with these weekly updates, if you position yourself strategically for what's coming, you'll look back on this video as a turning point. The economic future is being written right now. Make sure you're not just reading about it. Make sure you're helping to write it. Subscribe, engage, and I'll see you next week for another essential economic briefing that could change your financial trajectory. Remember, in times of change, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.